Welcome back to 5 Minute Fantasy Football, presented to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network and our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you download Underdog and join millions in playing the best game out there. The fantasy season's over, but you can still have fun, enjoy the games with a game within the game. Here's some player pick'ems for today. A lot of things to consider today. Playoff implications, incentives, all those things, and records. So the reason I have Drew Lock and Malik Nabers here, we saw them toast the Indianapolis Colts and blow the first round pick last week. Drew Lock, he's playing for more NFL contracts, and Malik Nabers is competing for some of the rookie reception records. So I think they're going to pepper Malik Nabers, and the Philadelphia Eagles are resting their starters. So higher than 0.5 touchdowns. Yeah, give me that. Malik Nabers, higher than 6.5 receptions. He's been able to hit that pretty much every game since he's returned from injury. The yardage and touchdowns have been down until last week, but I think the receptions is going to be a pretty easy total. Give me the lower on Caleb Williams, rushing and passing. The Bears are just looking forward to getting into the offseason. They were the offseason winners, but they definitely lost in the regular season. Christian Watson, knee injury. Give me the lower on his fantasy points. I'm just concerned. Romeo Dobbs is out due to illness, but Watson is just so boomer bust. Any play, he can go down with an injury, and he's already dealing with one. Yeah, so give me that. And then let's look at our next one. Raheem Blackshear. I think a lot of people got duped last week trying to play him in their fantasy football lineups. Miles Sanders is back. So they gave us the touchdowns. I'm going to go with the lower on the Raheem Blackshear first half rushing or receiving touchdown. Lower on Adam Thielen. Terry McLaurin the clamps were put on him. I'm worried about AJ Terrell. You have Kyle Pitts. They're giving up the 11th most fantasy points. I know that Michael Penix has been targeting Kyle Pitts. We've seen an increase in his production, and it wouldn't be fantasy football without Kyle Pitts going off in Week 18 just to create some more confusion. Do not draft Kyle Pitts this offseason, but it'll happen. And then Bijan Robinson, they need to win this game. Tampa Bay needs to lose for them to make it in the playoffs, but they can only control that they win this game, and they're going to get the ball in the best player's hand. You've seen them do that. You've seen an increase in the activity for Bijan Robinson with Michael Penix under center, trying to help the rookie take a little off of him, and Bijan Robinson's done a lot of work with that. So give me Bijan Robinson higher. Again, you don't have to play all four of these. You can pick 3, pick 4, and use promo code FFSGPN so they know we sent you, and they'll get $1,000 up to $1,000 match on your first time deposit bonus, 100% deposit bonus match for first time users. Again, talking about the NFC South. The winner of the NFC South is been the Buccaneers the last few years, and it could be them today. If they win, they're in, and the Atlanta Falcons are out. You have Baker Mayfield. He's been going nuts. I'm going to take the higher on his 1.5 passing TDs. You could even tease that up and get a little bit more juice by putting it over 2.5. I think he's going to go off. Jalen McMillan, he's had five receptions over 50 yards and in the last 6 games. And in the last 4 games, he's had 6 touchdowns. This guy's on fire. Mike Evans, he's got a ton to play for. Mike Evans is looking for that consecutive 1,000-yard streak. He also has $3 million in incentives that he can reach today. And so look for Mike Evans to have a big day against the New Orleans Saints defense that is really looking forward to the offseason. And then Geno Smith. Geno Smith, he's going to have a lot of, high percentage throws today. And I think that's where the Jackson Smith and Jigba higher than 5.5 receptions comes in. Geno Smith is looking to get, if he gets the highest completion percentage of his career, he's going to get 250K. If he gets 200 or more passing yards, he's going to get another 250K. Look for Geno Smith to be slinging it against the Rams, who are not playing their starters. And we've seen the Rams in the preseason. They're the opposite of the Ravens. They do not care. They get blown out in the preseason. Sean McVay is only worried about the playoffs and the Super Bowl. Look for Geno Smith and the boys to have a nice day against the Rams. Let's talk about the biggest game on the slate. This one Vegas loves, about a 56.5 higher on the point total. We saw Detroit and San Francisco deliver a fantasy gold matchup last week. And the San Francisco 49ers came in banged up just as much as the Lions are banged up, and they put up a ton of points. The Lions put up a ton of points and beat them. Look for that to happen again. Minnesota is tough against the rush, but they have been very susceptible against the pass. That's why they're going to give us the Jahmyr Gibbs higher on the rushing, not the receiving. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs rushing touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, give me the higher. I think they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing for a ton of points. Jared Goff higher, Justin Jefferson higher, Sam Darnold higher. Give me the higher on all these guys. And if you don't want to take all of them, just take 3. Pick your 3 favorite. I think Goff and Darnold are going to easily hit that higher on the 1.5 passing touchdowns. You can also go after their yards. I think both of them reach around the 300 mark. And Justin Jefferson is going to have a ball against this secondary that is really banged up. And then another one, Jamison Williams. I think Jamison Williams can have, they play a lot of zero coverage to do a lot of blitzing. One missed assignment and JMO can go off. He's a good player to target for maybe a ladder bet. So this has been 5 Minute Fantasy Football. Thanks for hanging out this season. As always, good luck this week.